Hello, my name is Casey Bork, PGA professional in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to talk to you about a side hill lie where the ball is below your feet and some of the accommodations we might want to make. First thing, needless to say, the ball is down below where it normally is, which means it's a little bit further away. So what we need to do, we may need to get a little bit closer to the ball. We probably need to give it just a little more knee flex than normal because we want to get down to the level of the ball. If I stand tall and as normal, I may have a hard time. I may tend to top the ball or hit it thin. So I'm going to give it a little more knee flex. I might get in just a little bit closer to the ball. Generally speaking, I'm hoping to keep my balance here. I don't want to fall down the hill towards my toes or back up the hill towards my heels. So I might take just a little bit wider stance to help me with my balance. Now, in terms of accommodating the ball flight and the tendency of the ball flight, everybody thinks that the ball, when it's down below our feet, is going to curve off to the right. And I'll tell you, it does slightly, but not nearly as much as when the opposite is true. And we can look at that when we do the video for the ball above your feet. But when the ball's below your feet, it doesn't tend to go to the right as much as you would normally think. And the reason for this, generally, we'll never have the toe of the club sitting down. We'll never have the toe of the club like this. If the toe of the club was like this, then yes, the club face is pointed off a little bit to the right. That would lend itself to a shot that would tend to go to the right. But when I stand here in my setup, the heel of the club is against the hill. The toe of the club is just a little bit up off the ground, which means the club is still relatively level as it sits on the ground. So our ball flight generally doesn't tail off to the right as much as people generally think. But it might just a little bit because we are standing a little bit closer to the ball. So let's get balanced, let's get flexed. We might account for just a slight fade for this shot, and we want to stay balanced throughout the swing. We want to get down to the level of the ball, and we want to stay balanced throughout the motion. And that's pretty much it. If there's anything else you need to know about golf, visit CaseyBork.com.